This is the best book I've read on finding your life's work. But it also set a trap for me, and it's a familiar trap, one I've fallen into before. About 8 weeks ago, I shared this. It was the ugly realization that I'd lost my way. I wasn't getting my life's work done. I had books I wanted to write, I had artworks I wanted to create, and I just wasn't doing it. I was feeling lost, frustrated, and miserable. When I shared these thoughts on LinkedIn, Robert Teague replied, and he offered a tip for a book to read that had helped him find his life's work. I downloaded it on Kindle and started reading it. But as I read the book and shared my thoughts about life's work with my friends and colleagues, something weird started happening. They were all getting excited, and I wasn't used to that. Normally when I talk about ideas and innovation and the things I'm interested in, some people get excited some of the time and others just don't. And this excitement was starting to rub off on me. I was getting really excited too, and this got me thinking. I could do what Poe Bronson did. For his book, Poe Bronson asked the question, what should I do with my life? And he interviewed 900 people, and about 60 of those stories made it to the final book. He met some amazing people, travelled across the US and around the world, and he had some amazing conversations. And I was starting to think this could work for me. I could start interviewing people about their life's work and write a book or even create a great podcast from this. But the more I read, the more I realised I'd fallen into a trap. And it was the same old trap I always fell into. It was only when I read these words that I realised what was going on. Have you heard of shiny object syndrome? It's when you get distracted by something that's new and trendy and you drop what you're already working on. While interviewing people about their life's work would be a great life's work project to take on, the big question was, is it my life's work? Or was I simply avoiding the thing I knew I should have been working on, the thing I was passionate about? And that's my big lesson from Poe Bronson's book. Your life's work is your life's work. Your life's work is in this book, but not literally. You need to find your version of it. You can't just copy someone else's. That's not going to work. That's not going to satisfy you. And I was really clear. My life's work was about writing books and creating art. The problem was, I just wasn't doing it. And I know I'd taken a tough route. Writing books and making artworks is often lonely and it's hard work. It takes a lot of brain power, a lot of thinking time. And that's not always fun. And that's why I'd start for a while and then I'd quit, start for a while and quit. And fundamentally, I looked at all that list of unfinished projects and I could see that I just hadn't been willing to do the work required to finish them. So here I was again. I was frustrated, miserable and disappointed. I was frustrated that I wasn't getting the results that I felt that I deserved. But the reality was I hadn't earned them. I hadn't been putting in the work to get those results. Read Poe Bronson's book if you want to find your life's work. It's not a recipe book. It doesn't have a step-by-step process for finding it. But that's because there isn't one. Instead, when you read this book, it will fill your head with thoughts about what's possible, and you'll see yourself in the stories that he shares. And you will find yourself and your life's work in this book, in the same way that I did. So what's next for me? Normally at this stage I'd set some exciting goals and I'd get to work for a while until I found it hard work again. But this time I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to focus on a different way of approaching things. And if you're like me and not achieving your goals, then watching this video next might help you find your solution.